Good afternoon, family. Thanks for checking out today's video. If you're new here, my name is Jonathan, and I created this channel as a way to record my progress as I work towards my goal of achieving a healthy weight. If you do enjoy my videos, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. I think I'm only 2 away from 500, guys, so I'd love to hit that 500 subscriber mark. Also, make sure you click on that bell icon so you'll get alerted when I go live or post new videos. If you'd like to participate on the discussion, you can join me on my live streams most weekdays, or you can consider joining my Discord to reach out to me outside of my live streams. There is a link for that down in the description below. Also, if you're interested in getting some ideas of the meals that we enjoy, we have created a link to a Pinterest board that has some of our family's favorite whole food plant-based meals. Today is day 534 of my 3-year challenge to lose 300 pounds. I've used a combination of extended water fasting and a whole food plant-based salt, oil, sugar-free diet to lose over 200 pounds. I'm almost to that halfway mark, and I'm looking forward to reaching my goals and maintaining that weight for the rest of my life. If anybody has any non-scale victories they'd like to share, I'd love to hear your non-scale victories. How are you guys doing on your diets? Are you getting ready to start? Was your plan to wait till after the holiday weekend and then get started, and today is day one? Let me know how it's going for you. If you haven't started yet, what's keeping you from getting started? What hurdles are in your way from getting started? And, what are some things that you can do to make starting your diet or staying on your diet easier than the alternative? I hope you guys all had a great weekend. I had a really good weekend. Like I said, it was holiday weekend or Easter weekend here, and it was really nice to spend a lot of time with the family and do some things with them. It is a little bit of a weird deal with our diet now. Something that is kind of been an identity, I guess, that our family has taken on over the past 9 months is that we are vegan, or we are eating a vegan diet. And holidays like Easter really highlight the amount of animal products that we have or use in our daily life. There's the big thing is the eggs. I mentioned this on Friday, but generally Easter is celebrated with eggs and hard boiling eggs and dipping those eggs and making them colorful and things like that. And then also, getting together and eating with family and friends and having meat. Anthony saying, hello, Anthony. I hope you had a great weekend. Just lots of food being passed around and celebrated. It was a little different for us this year. I can go into that a little bit, but that's in general. Easter's always been hard-boiled eggs, ham, things like that. And then the candy, like Anthony says, the chocolate eggs everywhere. Chocolate everywhere is just so common. And this year we had, going into Easter, coming up to this weekend, I was nervous about things just because there's animal products all around us, and especially with Easter. And we usually get together with my family and celebrate Easter. We had some issues this year that we were not able to get together. So it was kind of it was a good thing. It was a good thing and a bad thing. It was unfortunate because we didn't get to hang out with each other, but it was good that we didn't have to deal with these temptations, deal with the kids seeing their cousin eating these, because we limit our kids from having milk chocolate, and there's milk chocolate all over the place on Easter, and we would have had to have dealt with that. And so we were able to avoid a lot of things that come with being in a group. We were able to make our own foods, things like that. And avoid that, having to worry about whether or not we could stay compliant with our vegan diet, I guess, was not difficult because we were not around family. We were not around the other food. But it's just crazy. Like I said, how much like that stuff is ingrained. I was talking to Carrie about it yesterday a little bit, and I'm curious as to when the hard boiled egg thing kind of started with Easter. Like, how long ago was it that people started decorating Easter eggs and having that as part of the celebration and having the eggs that get hidden and things like that? Just because I'm guessing that it's not a tradition that's definitely not more than 100 years ago, but probably, 50-year-old kind of tradition. And if they did do the eggs before, they might have done like one or two eggs. Whereas for our family, we've done like 18 to 2 dozen eggs just for our six, family members, that we would hard boil the eggs, decorate the eggs, and then the kids would hunt for them in the morning. And it is something where in my head, I have this thing in the back of my head that is just saying, it's the egg industry that's promoted this. And they talk about how Valentine's Day wasn't a very big holiday until Hallmark got involved, and then Hallmark pumped up Valentine's Day because that's when they sold the most cards. Carrie's checking and saying hello, hello, Carrie. I hope things are going well at home. But with Easter and the big thing being to have eggs, I'm betting that the egg council or whatever, the egg group, has something to do with the promotion of that. I'm sure that the egg sales probably are up this week, just like rose sales. The sale of roses is up during Valentine's Day. The sale of eggs is probably up around Easter because of what we do, just like the sale of turkeys is up during Thanksgiving. And I'd be interested to see if the companies that, even like the companies that sell the egg dyeing kits and the decorating kits and like the sleeves that you put on the eggs and heat them up and get them to shrink wrap. I wonder if those companies and the people that own like shares or stock in different farms or egg, like if they're the same people. It would make sense that if you wanted your egg sales to go up, you would get involved with selling the things that decorate the eggs and vice versa. And again, I only know of, I can only really comprehend, the traditions that were going on while I've been alive. And I'm guessing that when my dad was a, 10-year-old or a 7-year-old boy, that he didn't have 2 dozen eggs that they dyed and searched throughout their whole house for these eggs. It's something that I'm guessing was created through culture somehow, through pop culture or through promotion of these things. So it is a weird holiday. It's the first holiday where I have just kind of been like, it doesn't match up the amount of food and the amount of animal abuse that has to happen for this holiday and what the holiday celebrates too. Like, it's about the Catholic holiday, and the resurrection of Jesus. So it seems like it what's in practice. My kids don't care a whole lot about the religious aspects of Easter. They care a lot more about whether or not they're going to get candy or they're going to get toys and prizes. And so it is something where, again, the holiday, the meaning of the holiday and the actual traditions don't seem to be quite in line with each other. And yes, it's a Christian holiday. And so, and then not everybody that watches this has probably celebrated this holiday, but that's just kind of what we had this weekend with it. I I had a lot of fun though, hanging out with the family. We got outside, flew some kites. That seems to be kind of a good thing to give kids is a kite this time of year. It's very windy where we're at, and we were actually able to get out and let them all fly the kites a little bit and do stuff as a family. Because we did not end up getting together as my bigger family, we had a lot more time. And so we ended up going to the movies as a family. We went to two different movies because the original movie we were going to go to as a family, we kind of found out it was the Harry Potter, The Secrets of Dumbledore. We kind of find out that it wasn't a great, it wouldn't have been a huge problem to take our twins, that they're only 5 years old, to the movie. But it just there was we didn't realize is that this was the third movie in a trilogy of movies. I knew that there were these other Fantastic Beasts movies, but we had never watched them. So me and my one kid that were that's very interested in seeing The Secrets of Dumbledore, we watched the second of the Fantastic Beasts movies during kind of the noon hour yesterday, so that we could get ready to go see the final, or this last movie that came out. And I'm glad that we took the time to watch that, because had we just walked in, we would have been totally lost. And just because we kind of thought it was going to be a one-off, or it's a standalone movie. And there's probably aspects of it where that if you didn't see the previous movie, that you would have maybe enjoyed it still, but there was a lot that you would have missed if you hadn't seen at least the previous movie. And I felt a little bit lost in that I never saw the first of the three movies either. But we went to movies yesterday. I ended up watching a lot of movies because we watched both, or two of the three of the Fantastic Beasts movies yesterday. And it was really good to go to the movies and just hang out as a family, and just be around each other and kind of take a day and relax. Let's see. I do have some photos here of the food that we ate through the weekend here, so I'll try to pull up some of those real quick. Let's see. Friday night we had a lentil stew, I think would be the name of it. Carrie might have a better name for it. Generally, she takes this and kind of blends it up a little bit. I really liked it the way we had it on Friday. And then actually I had this for lunch on Saturday as well, or kind of a late lunch for me Saturday. But it's just beans, tomatoes, potatoes, lentils, onions, carrots, just kind of in a soup form, and I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I had it for dinner on Friday, and then I believe I had that for lunch on Saturday as well. We had our standard oatmeal for breakfast on Saturday, I believe. I feel like maybe I didn't Saturday. I think we had something that, so Carrie says that the name of that soup here is called Pinto bean soup. And it was really good. I really liked that. And then on Saturday for dinner, something that we had not had in a very long time was just a big mixing bowl full of salad. As you can see, there's lots of wonderful ingredients in there. There's cucumbers, red peppers, spinach, corn, let's see, carrot in there too. Can't really see a lot of carrots here, but I'm pretty sure there's carrots in there. And our mustard dressing, there's some peas in there as well. I think I say cucumber as well. You can see some seeds in there. Just a big mix of vegetables. And like I said, it'd been a while since we had had a big salad, and I really was happy to have a big salad and have that for the first time in a while. It seems like all my meals have been rice based here for the last couple of weeks. So having a salad was good change for dinner on Saturday. Let me see. I don't know if the next photos are. Yes, they are. So this was Sunday morning breakfast. These are some homemade waffles that Carrie whipped up with a big pile of fruit. There is raspberries, blackberries. That is not something I want popped up on my screen right now. Um, and lots of other things for uh for that on that waffle. It was really good. It's been a while since I had bananas. I didn't even mention the bananas, I don't think. A waffle, and it was really sweet and it was awesome breakfast. There's probably some date syrup on there as well to add some sweetness. I actually like these waffles. I had one of them as a Carrie's writing, yeah, a I just ate one of these, just like a piece of bread, I guess, or just like I took it and folded it in half and just ate it yesterday evening as a snack as well. But that was the breakfast that we had on Saturday. And oh, I did also have some Ezekiel bread with nut butter. Pretty standard for me to have 4 slices of that. I definitely could probably eat fewer of those. I think I had 2 slices at one time. Maybe it was Saturday morning or something. I only had 2 slices, but Sunday morning I binged on it and had 4 slices of the Ezekiel bread with the nut butter. And then for dinner on Sunday, I believe I did not take a photo of dinner Sunday, but we have breakfast this morning is Carrie says that she had a leftover waffle as a snack today as well. She loves them. Yes, it's really kind of funny that it wouldn't be something I would have thought to just grab and snack on without putting any syrup or anything on, but um I really did enjoy it. And then this was breakfast this morning. This is our savory oats with spinach. Carrie threw some mushrooms in there this morning because we were low on spinach. And then that is with our oat groats and almond milk probably for the base on it. Carrie adds a little bit more. There's lemon juice in it. Carrie adds more lemon juice to it than I do, but I really like that for our breakfast. It's really good. So that was most of the food that we had over the weekend. I do have to kind of, let's see. Carrie said there was onions too in breakfast this morning. It was really good. Yes, it had mushrooms and onions in it. I was not perfect on my diet this weekend. I don't have any photos of the sugary stuff that I did eat, but I did have some candy because I couldn't resist it. And it's just what happened. At the time, it was a choice I made, and I don't regret having that kind of snack or having that candy, but I do know that I could have had a good weekend without having it. It's just something that it's so tough to fight that temptation. I know that everybody out there has the same thing happen to them. And the biggest thing for me is that it was just a momentary thing, or it was just it was actually at the movie theater that I had the candy that we had bought, that I shared it with my daughter. Um, but I don't I can't change the choices I made. I knew that I was going to have to decide whether or not to even bring it up here or not. And especially after last week when I felt like I was so confident going into the weekend that I wouldn't have any slip ups. And I don't, again, I've talked about this in the past. I don't regret any of these food choices I make because I'm making them with a lot of intention. I'm not doing anything mindlessly. So many times before, when I would have a cheat day or I would go against my diet, it would just be this mindless thing, or it would be I would disconnect from it as much as possible. And this time I just have to own it. And I don't, again, regret any decision that I made because it, it was part of this weekend that I really enjoyed. For my kids this morning to kind of say, hey, Dad, I really had a great weekend this weekend. I can't then have any regrets over this weekend because that's the response my kids had and the way my kids reacted to having a kind of tamed down Easter weekend. and for them to this morning, like out of nowhere, just kind of say that they had a great time yesterday with the flying the kites and going to the movies and just spending time as a family. I don't regret any of the decisions that I made throughout that weekend. And I know that going forward, it's not going to be something that's in my house. That's a big part of why it's kind of one of the justifications I give myself to allow myself these things is that it's outside of the house. It's not, we're not bringing those things into the house. I didn't end up eating any of their Easter candy or any of that other stuff that we had in the house, but we were in an environment that for me too, the movie theater has always been where I've kind of indulged or done it's a weird kind of thing. When I was younger, I used to chew tobacco, and the theater was somewhere I could go and I could chew tobacco and not get in trouble because nobody could see you, uh, and other things too. But um, it's just weird. It's just a triggering thing is what it is, and I gave in. I'm not going to dwell on it too much longer, but um Carrie says that our kids made quick work of their Easter candy, thankfully. Yes, they did plow through that very quickly, which is good to have it through their system or out. It makes them a little bit tough to deal with, because it's crazy having kids seeing the effect that sugar has on them and how much it gets them amped up or ramped up so quickly, and then seeing the crash that happens, and you don't realize that happens to us as adults too. And a lot of times, because we get to choose to continue to eat that sugar, that we don't really let ourselves ever crash. But um it was good. It was a great weekend, so I'm happy with that. I got on the scale this morning. I would love to have seen a smaller number on the scale than I did, but I'm not going to be upset about the number that I saw. And I think that I'm still in a position where I will weigh in on Wednesday. I don't think I'll gain weight. Uh, but I've said that before. and, um, and I'm really focused right now, this kind of another kind of one of those justification things or whatever, is that I am really focused now on getting down to under 300 pounds before my birthday. If I could get under 300 pounds before the halfway mark, that would be great too. But I really want to do it before my birthday. And I'm going to give myself maybe another week here or so to see what I can do without getting out and doing any workouts. But if I'm about a week out and I don't think I'm going to hit it without going and doing some hikes or riding the bike, I will end up doing some working out, because I don't know why I got a cough all of a sudden. I will hit 300 pounds before I'm 40. I don't want to be over 300 pounds for any amount of time after I turned 40 years old. I spent the last 20 years of my life essentially over 300 pounds. If I was ever under 300 pounds, it was for like a week or two. It was never sustained. And so I'm really dedicated to that goal. If it's so 2 weeks from today, that today is day 300 or 534. So 2 weeks from today will be my halfway mark. It's going to be May 2nd is going to be the halfway mark for this whole thing that I've been doing since November of 2020. And then my birthday is just 3 days later on May 5th. And I really, really want to be able to weigh in on my birthday at at a point where I'm under 300 pounds. And so if I have to get out there and do some working out, or maybe cut my portions down a little bit that week before, I will. I know it's just frustrating because I was at like 307 here a few weeks ago, and the weight's gone up the last couple weeks, but it's just that's how that works. I'm not going to uh I'm not going to get too frustrated over it. I just know that I'm going to work really hard. And for me to lose 10 pounds, I don't, it's something where it's not as tough as it seems to have, it seems to be going for me. Like, I am not pushing myself hard to lose this weight. I'm just focusing on my food and making my diet right to lose the weight. And so my goal here for the next 14 to 17 days is to lose that 10.8 pounds. And if I'll do what I have to do to get it done, because I really want to be under that 300 mark and be, down to my final 80 pounds to lose in 18 months. So that would be the best that I could hope for. Let's see. Halfway there. The other thing that I did start doing this past weekend is I did start a new book. I did not put it down in the description below yet. I didn't think about it. It is not a weight loss book. It's more of a motivational kind of get stuff done kind of book. It is written by a guy. His name is Grant Cardone, and the name of the book is Be Obsessed or Be Average. It was a book that was recommended to me by somebody else that I thought I would give it a chance and listen to it. I'm probably a little over an hour into the book. I do like what he's talking about. It kind of speaks a little bit to my personality. Carrie will definitely agree that I get obsessed about things. And my parents always said I had a one-track mind. And so hopefully by listening to this book, I can help myself by kind of reining in that obsession, obsessiveness, and put it to good work. So I do enjoy the book so far. And as I read through it or listen to it through Audible, I'll let you guys know what I think. But so far, it's been a good book. It's been a little bit about his backstory and just kind of what he talks about with obsession and success and just kind of the definitions of it. And yeah, he's a very um I don't know what the word, aggressive's not the right word, but that kind of person, I guess, really pushes for things to get done. So Carrie says yes. I don't know if this book is necessary for you, but maybe for Carrie. Yeah, I mean, he talks about that, everybody has different obsessions, not everybody, but you know, that I have different obsessions and that I need to make sure that the obsessions or the things that I'm focusing on are the things that are going to get to me to what my big or long-term goals are. And so yeah, I like the book so far. Like I said, I'll keep reviewing it as we go on here. I don't have a whole lot more to go over today. I just wanted to get on and recap the weekend, let you guys know about the book. I'm excited about getting halfway there on my weight loss kind of progress here through this challenge. And I will be back on live tomorrow. We got weigh-in Wednesday coming up as well. Hopefully I can get under that 310.8 again, get back down to over 210 pounds lost. But things are going good. I hope things are going great for you guys. I'd love to hear how you did this weekend or how your weekend went. And yeah, I could go on more, but I'm gonna get out of here. I have a phone call that I need to respond to anyways, and I appreciate all your guys' support. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, get subscribed. I'm only a couple away from 500 people. Click on that bell icon so you get alerted when I go live. If you haven't started your diet yet, what is keeping you from getting started? There's no reason to wait. Just get started right now. It is the most important thing that you will do is taking care of your overall health and well-being. And don't fall for the myths of moderation, the myth of moderate change, the idea that you can slowly change and, I'll just eat salad before dinner, or I will start trying these healthy foods or incorporating healthy habits into my life. And then eventually those healthy habits will override those unhealthy habits I have. It doesn't work that well for most people. Lots of people really benefit from making big changes, because if you want to make big changes in your life, you have to make big changes. And don't fall for the myth of moderate consumption, the idea that a little bit of something is okay. It leads to a little bit of that thing times the speed of light ends up adding up to be a lot of something. Also, the idea that you could eat less of something and still be satisfied. It's not about what you eat, it's about how much you're eating, is such a bad philosophy. It is all about what you are eating. Eat a much lower calorie density diet and you will see great results. So I'm going to get out of here, guys. I appreciate all the support, and we will be back live tomorrow.